Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, Pre-Funk, out here in my lab, doing what I do for you. Yeah, it's Sunday. I got my Sunday clothes on, take the hat off, put the hoodie on. A little nippy out here. But I got a nice lesson for you. I got another one from the book. I'm gonna wrap up part two about the Shedy Makaru, Great Truths, Four Great Truths. I'm gonna go over that with you, explain it to you. So put your popcorn, get your popcorn, put your seatbelt on, strap it on. I got your attention for a few minutes. Let's go. Rightism, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message, message and story for life. These are life lessons I'm giving to you. You tune in and receiving them. We got a good thing going. Let's rock. Right thinkers. Ooh, what's wrong with? Oh, right thinking mission. That's what I'm on. Is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinker's way of life through mental and spiritual discipline daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission that I'm on is to get our right thinkers to do just that. And I'm on it every day. For you tune in and receive it, use them, that's what it's for. That's what I do, what I do for you. Let's go. The question, do you know you? So knowing thyself is important. If you don't know, stick to it. Stay tuned. I can help you out with that. Here you go. Question. Know thyself. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. You teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Stay tuned. I got you. I appreciate you too. A person who knows not and believe that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows but knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm a spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge yourself. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinker, know thyself. And to my app, be true. We back in the book. We wrapped up the second half, part two of the Shedy and Makaru. I'm gonna start reading from the book because this is what I start. I meant to finish up from the last session, but I know it's a little too short. I realized that you did the other part, so I'm wrapping up the other part. Bear with me. That's from part two from the Shedy. Title is Right Thing. Let's talk about Shedy disciplines and the daily worship. I put the daily worship in to make it a whole lesson. Okay, so I've got two parts here. Okay, we're gonna wrap up the Shedy Makaru, teach about Shedy, break it down a little more, hope you understand it, and then take into the worship concept from the Shedy daily worship. Why we do it 3 times and the Muslims do it 5 times. A little quick lesson on daily worship. Okay, let's go. Always a lesson about life. It's always about life. The etymology of the term Shedy. What's Shedy? Okay, it is follows. Watch this. We have a term, shed, S-H-E-D. It means to dig or to excavate. That gives rise to what? The term Shedy. That means they have shed, S-H-E-D-T, which means to suckle, or as in suckling child. You show the Madonna with Haru suckling from the mother, that's called Shedat with a T. And Shedy, watch this, S-H-E-D-Y, which means to what? To study profoundly. That should be my name because that's what I do. I really do a lot of study in this profound because it's how I penetrate the mysteries. So through the image of the goddess, the mother and child, Madonna, we are to what? Understand that a set, intuition, knowledge, and wisdom, she's the girl, is giving what? Haru, the spiritual nectar. The nectar of spiritual teachings that enriches the mind and the soul and not just milk. Okay? She taught him. She educated him. She indoctrinated him with knowledge and understanding, intuitive knowledge and wisdom from her. Watch this. So this is what a spiritual perceptor does. Pay attention, it's about to get tricky. Sabai, S-E-B-A, is the male terminology, and Sabat, S-E-B-A-T, is the female. Like yogi, yogin, same thing with the sabat. Sabai with the A, sabat, remember the T, always is the female concept. Try to tell, I taught that before, so yeah. Okay. There is giving, watch this. There is giving and receiving. There is sexual process. Now pay attention. There is a sexual process that goes on when what? Spiritual teachings are disseminated by what? A spiritual preceptor, aka what? Sabai or Sabai. That's the aspirant, and aspirant is Sabat, S-E-B-A-T. Now, this concept, here you go, implies with you are male or female, whether you are male or female, if I were a female teacher, I would still be called a Sabai, S-E-B-A-I, or S-B-I, or S-E-B-A, in the same way, no change. Watch this. This is because why? The teacher is the giver to make a difference. You're teaching, you're giving. The one who is acting in the male capacity at that time. Metaphorically, watch this. The mouth is the penis. I said it, it's right here in the book. The teaching is the DNA. You got it? You following on? The mouth is the penis. The teaching coming out is the DNA. Now the seed and the sound is the sperm that what goes into the ear, which is what? The vagina. And fertilize, the vagina to fertilize the soil of what? The mind. See, stop thinking dirty. All this is all mental concepts. They break it down for you. I'm liking this. Wow. The soil of the mind, and to give birth, here you go, to spiritual enlightenment. Well. You use the mouth to interject the lesson into the ear, which is the vagina, and you ejaculate the seed of knowledge. The sperm goes through the ear, which is the vagina, and the fertilization of the mind. I like that idea. And it comes out what? Spiritual enlightenment. I like that. That's a one way to get into it. Ain't my way, but I understand. Hope you do. However, watch this. Realize that you must be a willing participant in order to become what? Pregnant with what? The teachings. I can't force it on you unless you're willing to accept it. The only way I can have a spiritual intercourse with you is if you be a willing participant and allow me to inject myself. Oh, I love that. Only then, watch this. Only then will it take root in what? The mind. The ears of the student, when the ears of the student is open, the master will appear. But you must first what? Prepare the soil of your mind. How? By clearing away the weeds and the rocks. That's the brainwash concepts, the belief system that you're following probably. And watch this. And the negative thoughts and dull-witted nature. All those are septarian qualities. If you follow them, you have some issues. But let's go. So then you must what? Introduce the fertilizer, which is what? Water and sun. That is purity, aka wisdom and devotion. There you go. Those two things you have to bring to the table. And what happens then? Then you will have results. If you put the work in, if you put in good work, the results got to be good. You put in shoddy work, half-ass work, you're gonna results are gonna be same result. Understand? You get the concept? When you give all, you receive all. Watch this. Otherwise, you may hear what the teachings, but you will not be able to listen because, again, ears are closed. You will not be able to listen and heed it. Why? Because it will fail on, it will have fallen on deaf ears no matter how much you try. If a person is so hell-bent on their belief and they so against anything that goes against what they believe, they fall on deaf ears. No matter what you say to them, they ain't trying to hear that. That's the concept. So moving on, watch this. Now, We got a whole bunch of different concepts. You got the third, you got listening. First of all, you obtain knowledge by three ways. You listen, ritual, reflecting, and meditation on what you learn. You spend time doing that. Shedy holds you accountable to do that. You got Southern Shedy, which is love for learning. Then you got Aru Shedy, which is righteous actions and rituals, understanding. Then you got Your Shedy, your Neteru, meditation, experiencing transcendental supreme self, communing with your higher self. That's what meditation is all about. Now watch this next page. I'm moving over here. It says, how does all this come together? The great truths of the Netarianism are realized by what? Means of four disciplines in three steps. Let's try to simplify it so it does not look so complicated or sound so hard to understand. First thing I just told you, listening, reflecting, and meditating are the three basic steps for wisdom teaching practice. Right thing philosophy, you need to listen to the teachings, reflect on the teachings, and then meditate on the teachings. Those are three basics. Now, in the wisdom teachings, the process of the spiritual practice, you listen to the teachings. Again, you practice the ritual relating to it, and then what? You meditate. Myth, ritual, metaphysics are the three steps of learning religion. Same thing. Sejm, Sedjm, is what? The term that means to listen and heed. So, Sejm, that means listen and pay attention or take heed. When you listen, watch this. Something righteous. When you listen, something righteous, you are supposed to what? Heed. Act in accordance with that. Again, to hear spiritual truths, learn spiritual truth, and do nothing about it means exactly nothing. So you adhere, you heed to them, and then what? You act according with them, meaning you put the work in. You are not supposed to just listen to it and then forget about it, such as the way many Christians, treat the Ten Commandments. They know about them, but put they put in, they put out of their minds. They know, but they put out of their minds and go ahead and what? Do whatever they want to do anyway. Again, 42 confessed in Mayat, negative confessions. If you decided to do the things that you know you're supposed to do, you know you're responsible for that. And that's how life goes. Nobody's exempt. Understand that. Once you have the teachings, you listen to the teachings, and then it's time for you to what? Ari means action, put it to use, which means ritual, the things that are to be done with what? Respect to the teaching. Then it's time for your, or what we call UAAH. It means meditation. Think about it, put it to use, think about it, ponder about it. Rituals, watch this. Rituals should be taught of here, not as just traditional actions to do and finish up so as you can get home and watch TV or do whatever. Rituals here is a science of what? Acting out the myth. Teach the mythic teaching in order to what? Experience this power and glory. To make it effective in your life, there are three kinds of rituals that need to be practiced when daily. Daily rituals, monthly rituals, and then you have annual rituals. The bottom line is there's something that keeps you in tune with what you should be doing. That's called a ritual. It should be practiced some daily, some monthly, and some annual. That's what they're saying. Let me move along. Let me get this thing out the way. So now, where we at? You got great truths. On one side, you got the great truths. Other side, you got Shedy disciplines. I'm gonna try to run through them right quick because it's a good lesson here, and I want to wrap it up with that. Hopefully, I can get done in 5 minutes. Okay, here we go on the clock. Great truths. God is one, and in all things manifesting through the Netherworld. Him and everything after him is manifested from him. God and goddesses. We know him as Netherworld. Then you got Shedy discipline. Listen to the teachings, become wise, learn the mysteries as they are taught, by what? An authentic teacher, aka sage, which will allow this profound statement to be understood. Somebody who knows what you're talking about, you listen, understand, and you move on. Second one, great truths. Unrighteousness brings on, here we go, fetters, and these cause these cause ignorance of the true self. The ego self, yourself is ignorant. If you follow that, you're gonna have fetters, which means self-inflicted problems. When you're ignorant, you will do that. And you're ignorant of your higher self, you don't have a clue what you're doing. Next one is Shedy disciplines. Acting, living by what? Mayat, right thinking philosophy, the truth. And you apply the philosophy of what? Right action to what? Become virtuous and purify the heart. Good deeds, doing, acting, being right, purifies the heart on a day-to-day basis. And you build up blessings, aka brownie points. Devotion. Great truth number 3. Devotion to what? God allows what? The personality to free itself from the fetters. Again, coming out of your egoistic frame of mind. Recognizing God, showing devotion to your higher self. I call it spiritual discipline. We know that Shedy, meaning following and studying profoundly. I need to know about God. Why? So I can worship, praise Him, and be on point with what I'm doing, knowing thyself and knowing God. That's what I do. That's what I teach you. Then you got Shedy disciplines. Right quick. Devotion to the divine, again, allows the personality what? To purify itself by what? Truth, with by eradicating the subtle what? Ignorance that binds it to mortal existence. If you think this is all it is, you're wrong. Understand it. Moving on. Let me wrap this up. Now, the fourth great truth. Shedy, the disciplines are the greatest form of what? Worship of the divine. Showing your respect and obedience to God is the best thing you can do by obtaining self-knowledge and living. Last one, meditation. Oh, I got a good one coming up. Allows what? The whole person to go beyond the world of time and space, gross and subtle ignorance of mortal human existence, to discover what? That which transcends time and space. We got to be the higher self, God. Okay, right there. What's the Great Awakening? Great Awakening occurs when all the great truth that you practice, study, and learn and live by have been what? Realized and what? Perfected by the Shedy discipline, meaning you study profoundly and then you realize their true nature and actually experience. There you go. The mystical experience, when you actually experience your God consciousness, your God awakening, your Nihas moment, your anointment, when you and God become one and you know that, that's awareness with what? The transcendental supreme being, aka you know that self, and that's what they got. The I represents the quintessential of I know myself. Wrapping it up. Whether you like, whether you look at the Netherrealms as the philosophical path or a spiritual path or even a religious path, you are what? Leading yourself to the same result. In your religion, you must what? Practice meditation, devotion, right action, and in your yoga path, the Shedy, right thinking philosophy path, you had to practice Shedy. In religion, you are moving toward the same goal, supposedly, but using just different terms and formulas and also using different spiritual symbols. Again, the gods and goddesses, needless to say, needs to say most practice of religion, especially in the Western countries, listen, does not include meditation. That's the one weakness that's in Western civilization, that's in Christianity, that they fall a little short of. Watch this. Does not include meditation or study and practice of mysticism. This is why it's ultimately what? Not effective in what? Transforming its people lives for the better in a permanent way. A lot of y'all come out of bad doing, going to religion, and it gets you like maybe before it gets you started, it can get you going, but it don't sustain you. Like Shedy said, BS will get you to the top. It just won't keep you there. Why? Because you can't sustain yourself on BS. Lies and being deceitful won't last long. Transparency, honesty is the way to go. Makaru, light in the heart. Now, as for the basic daily observations of right thinkers, if you want to consider yourself a right thinker, you have to follow the Netarianism concepts. These are the basic requirements. Listen, for what you must do idly, or excuse me, daily. You must be able to practice the daily rituals 3 times daily. Hello. You know that Muslim practice 5 times a day in prayer. So 3 times a day should not be a problem if you want to do what we do. However, you do not have to take a bath 5 times a day, or as they said, or they did in the ancient times, just 1 time a day. Some Netarian priests and priestesses did not bathe 3 or more times a day earlier either. Ancient times, right quick. Let's run down the basic daily observations of Shemsus, aka right thinkers. It's called Ra Nan, Raneb. It means daily worship. When? 3 times daily. The times: dawn, sunrise; noon, high noon, sun at the highest point; dusk, at sunset. You bathe, you light a candle, you like now. This is all traditional ritualistic stuff that I don't really partake in, but this is what you do. You recite the 4 great truths, light your candle, light your incense. Now I got my little setup over there. Okay. Chant daily heka, words of power, study of scripture, all the things I practice daily, meditation, and offerings. Items need to be worshipped. Okay. Scroll with great truth. That's the book, the Bible. I got that over there. You got the Ankh over there. I got my amulet, the approved divine image. I keep my yacht over there in feather. I got my books there. I got everything for my ritual memoirs that I practice with. You got an image, you got a candle, you got incense, and you got a prayer mat. I don't squat. I stand in prayer at my shrine. I don't bend down and lead a mat. So I stand or prostrate myself and bend over. So daily IRE rituals, what? Light your candle, light your incense, have your altar all set up as discussed before. Your own personal room or community room if you live in a community or have group gatherings. Live truth. Study the teachings. Chant your daily heka, which is words of power, mantras, whatever you believe, and meditate when? Daily. The instructions for the daily program are in your daily worship book. They got one for you. Now, I'm about to wrap it up. I think I'm done. In order for all of this to work, there must be what? Purity also. What's purity? Purity of the body and mind. That the book of Kemetic diet, diet written for the practical purpose, for this purpose. Our own Kamisha scriptures, the Per and Haru, tells us that in order to be effective, you must be a vegetarian. Also, you cannot be drinking alcohol, doing drugs, or leading a life of excess. You must have a righteous personality. Live right, think right, be right. Take lessons from Mr. Right. Hope you enjoyed the lesson. I got to go. Thank you.